I will show you how I prepared this very delicious yet very simple red chutney to go along with it. So now the ingredients are, I've taken 3/4 of a cup of very fine rava or semolina, 1 cup of dahi. This is 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, and some water as required. Now first I'm going to put the rava into a bowl, add the salt and the baking soda, and I'm going to mix all of this well together. Then I'm going to add the dahi and mix it again, and then I'm going to add little water at a time so I get a typical uttappa or dosa, a little thicker batter, not a very thick batter like an idli batter, but something which I can spread. And I'm going to let this sit for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Now our batter is ready. I have 1 small onion which I've chopped fine, 1 light green chili, some coriander, and I've taken some rasam powder with a little bit of salt. Now I've heated up my flat dosa tawa. I'm just going to put a ladle full of the batter, put a little bit of oil at the side, sprinkle a little bit of the rasam with salt mixture, the onions, the chili, the coriander. And I'm just going to let it cook. Now when the edges of the uttappa start to brown, just loosen up the uttappa and press it down, and then just flip it over. Put a little bit of ghee this time and let it cook for about half a minute or so. This gets ready really quickly. And then just loosen up the edges and let it fry for a little while. So each uttappa should take you about a minute or so to prepare. And that's it, friends. Then of course clean your tawa when you're putting the next one. Give it a little bit of a wipe with a nice clean cloth. And then again put a ladle full of that, spread it out like this. When it starts to bubble like this, then just put a little bit of oil. Again the rasam and salt mixture. Now if you don't have rasam powder, you can also go with a little bit of sambar powder or mulga pudi or any regular chutney that powder that you have at home. Press it down a bit. Then you will see that the edges start to golden, to turn brown, golden brown in color. That's when you just loosen it up lightly. Now ensure that your tawa is really hot. That really helps in the uttappa getting cooked fast. And then once you flip it on, just drizzle a little bit of ghee on the top. And in this way, you can prepare your uttappa. Now with the quantity that I used, I got about 5 uttappas. So if you want more, then you can just double the quantity. So these are really delicious, very crispy, and they have a very nice flavor of their own. And now let's see how to prepare this lovely red chutney. This is super delicious and it goes so well with these uttappas or even with idlis, dosas. It's a real nice accompaniment and it's pretty simple. Now here I've taken half of a medium onion and just chopped it up roughly. Here I have about 4 small cloves of garlic, 2 dried red chilies, just 1 large tomato and half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now I also have soaked about half a tablespoon of tamarind or chinsa in about half a cup of water. Now once my pan is hot, I've added about 1 tablespoon of oil and I'm just going to add my garlic, my chilies, the onions, the cumin seeds, and I'm going to fry this till the onions are nice and translucent on a low to medium flame. Then I'm going to add my tomato, mix everything well, and then we're going to cover this for about half a minute till the tomatoes become nice and soft and mushy. Then turn off the flame and let the mixture cool completely. Then you add it to your mixer pot once it's completely cooled. Squeeze out the juice of the tamarind. Add that. Add a little salt to taste. And then we're just going to blend this entire thing to this smooth, lovely chutney. And that's it, friends. Our chutney is all ready. Isn't that really super simple? So I hope you give both these recipes a try. Do let me know in the comment section below how you liked both these recipes. Thank you. today let's see how to make this beautiful Goan Pattar Bhaji, and I'm also going to show you how to make whole wheat puris. So now I'm going to show you how I chop up the potatoes. I leave instructions of how to boil the potato so that it doesn't become too mushy. And then we're going to cut them up into even sized cubes like this, not too large and not too little. So I've just cut the potato, I've boiled it, peeled it, and then cut it up into half. And then I'm going to cut the top part like this, then again like this, and then now you can do this on the chopping board. I'm just showing it to you for the video. Especially if you're a beginner, then don't try this on your hand, try it on the chopping board. And then just separate the cubes. Now what I do is I wash the potatoes and then I put them into my pressure pan with some water in it, and about say 2 to 3 cups of water if you're boiling 4 medium-sized potatoes. And then I just put it on a high for 1 whistle. And once the whistle comes, I'm going to put the gas on low and then cook it exactly for 5 minutes, not longer. Then once the cooker or the pressure pan cools down, just take out the potatoes immediately. Don't let them lie in the in the pan for very long, then they become soggy. So this is how you get really firm boiled potatoes which are actually cooked and not raw, but they're not over boiled and they're not mushy. That's how we want the potatoes for this pattar bhaji. So I've used about 4 medium-sized potatoes. So I thought I'd just show you how to chop the potatoes so that you get nice even size cubes. So even your dish looks really nice, and the cubes are all nice and even. And now I'll just take you through all the rest of the ingredients. There are not many ingredients, the ingredients that we generally have in our kitchen. So these are the the 4 medium-sized boiled, peeled and cubed potatoes. I'm going to use 1 medium onion that I've just chopped fine, 4 cloves of garlic chopped fine, 2 light green chilies chopped fine, a few curry leaves, about 7 to 8 curry leaves. Try to use fresh curry leaves. Half a cup of fresh coriander leaves, just for garnish. 1 tablespoon of udid or urid dal. Now this is my masala tin that I use, or my masala dabba that has all my ingredients. But we are going to be using half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, and half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mori or rye. We're also going to use half a cup of water and some salt to taste and some oil for cooking. So let's start with today's lovely Goan Pattar Bhaji. So I'm going to take a wide pan like this. I'm going to heat the pan up. Once the pan is heated, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. Now once the oil is hot on a low to medium flame, we're going to add our mustard seeds. Now once our mustard seeds begin to pop like this, we're going to add our cumin seeds or jeera. Let the jeera get fried too a little. Then we're going to add the urid dal. Next goes in the asafoetida or the hinga. Next I'm going to add the chopped up green chilies. Now we're going to fry the green chilies really well. Now I generally use these light green chilies because they are spicy but not extremely spicy. You can use the dark green chilies also. I just try to use 1 then because those are really spicy. Then I'm going to add the curry leaves. Now you can keep the curry leaves whole, or if you like you can even chop them up and add them. I do that for some of the dishes, but here I'm keeping them whole. And now fry all of this bagar nicely. on a low, very low flame. Next, I'm going to add the chopped up garlic, and we're going to fry the garlic too till the rawness of the garlic goes away. So I've taken about 4 cloves of garlic, peeled them and just chopped them fine. Now they say if you really fry your bagar very well, even the dish, the shelf life of the dish is also longer, and plus the taste is also delicious. Now we're going to add the chopped up onion, and we're going to fry the onion till it's translucent. So as you see in most of our Indian dishes, the bagar is very important. So you need to really fry all of the ingredients really well, of course on a low to medium heat. Never cook on a very high heat because then everything gets burnt and then it will not taste nice. Now I'm going to add this turmeric powder because it gives this patal bhaji such a beautiful look and a beautiful color. I mean, our food has to look nice so that it's, we feel like having it, and it should look really nice and appetizing. Now I'm going to add up potatoes. So for the thing for this is that you don't need to have overcooked potatoes. You need to have just the right, the firm potatoes, but they should be cooked. They should not be raw. So that's why I always pressure cook them for 1 whistle on high and 5 minutes on low, and immediately put the pressure pan off. And the minute the pressure pan is, cooled down, I just take the potatoes out and then let them cool and then use them for the dish. Now we're going to flavor this with some salt to taste. And I like to add a pinch of sugar, but that is completely optional. So if you would like to, you can also add a little bit of pinch of sugar. It just, elevates the dish, the flavor of the dish. And now mix everything very gently. Ensure that you don't break the potatoes up. So mix everything really well. And in today's video, I'm also going to show you how I make my whole wheat puris. It's super simple, guys. And this patal bhaji goes really well with the, puris. So now I'm just going to add half a cup of water, or just enough water that it covers up the potatoes. So you might have to use a little bit more, a little bit less. It just has to cover, cover up the potatoes a little bit, about an inch higher than the potatoes. And now we're going to put the flame on high, and we are going to let the water come to a boil. The minute the water starts to boil, we're going to lower the flame. And then we're going to cover and cook this for about 8 minutes on a very low heat. Oh, the aroma of this dish is really so beautiful and tempting. I just can't wait to fry the puris and just dig into this lovely dish. So now our potatoes are all ready. The patal bhaji is all done. All we need to do is add some kothimbeer or some coriander leaves for garnish. And just cook it for about half a minute after you add the coriander, and then turn off the heat, and your lovely patal bhaji is all ready. And I'm going to show you how I make these puris. So I've just taken about 2 cups of whole wheat flour, added a pinch of salt and some water, and made a dough like this, which is very stiff. It shouldn't be like a chapati dough or a roti dough. It should be really stiff. And then I've kept some oil for heating. Then you got to just rub, grease your hands with a little bit of oil, and then just make small balls like this out of the dough, even sized balls, and then press them down. So ensure that your hands are nice and greased with some oil, so that they don't dry up. Now our oil is heating on a low to medium heat. And now once I've rolled out, I'm just going to fry a few just to show you all on for the video. And then I'm just going to roll them out. Not too much or not too less. I mean, we don't want them very thin. They should be a little bit thick, about half an inch of thickness. And ensure that your oil is also very nice and hot. And then just put them into the hot oil. And then just press them down like this so they start to puff up. And once they puff up, just turn them over so that they get evenly fried on both sides till they're nice and golden brown in color. So you don't need to add anything. It's just plain whole wheat flour with a pinch of salt. You can even skip the salt if you don't want to add too much of salt. And just add a little water at a time and make it into a very firm dough. And then just drain all the excess oil of the puris onto a kitchen napkin once they're nice and fried. So today we have this patar bhaji with puris, and we had some amras at hand. So we had that too. So it was a real treat. So do try out these, this recipe of patar bhaji and puris, and do let me know in the comments section below how you liked it. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you soon. So here I've taken about half a cup of chana dal, and I'm going to wash it well under some running water, at least thrice. First, you will find that the water is very milky or murky. So till you get some clear water, you need to wash this chana dal well. And then we're going to soak this in about 2 cups of water for at least 3 to 4 hours. The chana dal needs to soak for at least 2 to 3 hours or 3 to 4 hours. Now after 3 to 4 hours, we're going to drain all that water, and then we're going to add this to a pan, and we're going to add 2 cups of water, and we're going to bring this to a boil. Now I'm also going to add my cashew nuts at this point. Now you will get this thick, foamy, white kind of layer on the top of the mixture, so keep removing that, ensuring that neither the dal nor the cashew nuts come into that, only the whitish soapy water. You need to remove all that. Now the dal is cooked well, so for checking it, you just take one of the grains of the dal and you just have to press the dal and between your thumb and your forefinger, and you will notice that it easily crushes up like this. That means your dal is ready. So now we can add this rice paste that I've prepared. I've just taken the rice flour, added a little bit of water, and I'm just going to whisk it to get a nice smooth kind of paste. So what this rice paste does is it also gives this warm a little bit of thickness rather than a watery consistency. Now I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. We're going to mix all of this well. Now I'm going to add my jaggery. Now it was very difficult for me to get Goa jaggery over here. I did try my best, but if you can get Goa jaggery, then the black or the dark brownish color, then please use that. It gives a beautiful taste. I did try in several places, but I was not able to get the Goa jaggery, so I'm just using the regular jaggery that we use at home. Now I'm going to add my rice paste, and we're going to stir this nicely. So now you can see that the mixture has thickened a bit. Now we're just going to add our cardamom powder or elaichi powder. This gives a lovely flavor to this sweet dish. We have to keep on stirring on a low to medium flame. Now you can see how the dal has nicely cooked very, very well. Now it's time to add the thick coconut milk. And we're going to continue stirring. Now once you add the coconut milk, we're just going to let the mixture boil. And once it comes to a boil, we're just going to keep it for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to turn off the heat and let the mixture come to room temperature. And that's it. The warm or soji is ready. You can see how the mixture has thickened up. You can actually see the particles of dal and the cashew nuts also. Now you can transfer this to a serving bowl. Now this quantity that I made is enough for 4 people. So if you want to make more, you can double the quantity. So this you can have piping hot, which I like to, or you can also have it chilled. It tastes great both ways. Friends, I hope you liked today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshita's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshita saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye. Black chana and tendli melgur. Now what I've done is, first I've taken about a cup of black chana, washed it well under water thrice, and I'm going to soak it in 3 cups of water for about 4 to 5 hours. Now after 4 to 5 hours, you'll see that it has swollen up a bit or swelled up a bit. Now I'm just going to put it in my pressure pan, and I'm going to cook it in 2 cups of water for 1 whistle on high, and then I'm going to keep it on a simmer for 10 minutes. Now, once it's cooked, let the pressure pan completely cool down before you open it. And then you'll see that the black chana is nicely cooked. You can check it by just pressing it, and it should break like this very easily. If it is not, then put it back in the pressure pan and cook it for another 1 whistle on high. So now let's start making this melgur. So here I've got 1 tablespoon of oil heating up. To that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add about 4 cloves of garlic that I've chopped fine. Now I'm going to fry the garlic well till the rawness of the garlic goes away. Next, I'm going to add 1 medium onion that I've chopped fine. Now fry the onion also well till it's nice and translucent. Once the onion is done, I've just taken about 8 to 10 tendlis and I've just washed them very well, wiped them dry and cut them lengthwise like this into very thin kind of slivers. If you want to see how to cut the tendli, I've included it in my tendli pickle recipe that I'd uploaded a few days ago. I'll leave a link so you can go and see how to cut them like this. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder, and I'm going to mix all of this really well together. See that all the masala and the bagar coats the tendli very well. Now we're just going to cover and cook till the tendli is nicely cooked. So after about a minute or 2, just check on the tendli by pressing it down with your spatula or spoon, and if it breaks easily, that means it's cooked. If it is not, then continue cooking it for another 1 or 2 minutes more. You can see that it's not cooked, so I will continue cooking it. And now another 2 minutes I kept it for cooking, and now if you see, if I press it down with my spatula, it breaks very, very easily. Like this. So now our tendli is cooked. So only once the tendli or the tondli, whatever you pronounce it as, Once that is cooked, only then we're going to add our cooked black chana. Now mix everything nicely well together. And now I'm going to be adding a 1 heaped tablespoon of samarache curry powder. I will leave a link of how I prepared this samarache curry powder. I just uploaded it a few days ago, but I will leave a link in the description box as well as the comment section, so you all can go and check that out. Also, I'll leave a link to all my Goan recipes, Goan desserts, Christmas sweets, Easter eggs, all of them in my description, as well as my uh, uh, comments section down. You can go and check it out. Now I'm just going to add some salt, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of jaggery too. So mix everything really nicely together. Now you can see that there is some water which came along with the chana when we boiled it. Now we want that water to dry up because this is a very dry kind of dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it and cook it for about a minute or 3 minutes till all the water dries up. That's very important. It should be dry like this. And now we just have to add 2 more ingredients. One is just about 1 tablespoon of tamarind pulp. That is tamarind soaked in water and the pulp just squeezed out. And I'm going to mix all of this well, and then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of grated fresh coconut. Mix all of this really well together. And now just turn off the heat and your melgur is all ready. I hope you like this recipe, and do give it a try, and if you like it, then don't forget